Hey, Weekly Wineaux back again. Welcome, welcome, welcome. It's Thursday, 7 p.m. in Louisiana, 5 p.m. in Cali. How we doing today? Uh, I've said it over the last few weeks. Tonight is our France trip preview. So heading out Monday with my man Skipper right over here, and Ben and Keith taking these guys wine tasting in the Rhone Valley, seeing some sights and doing all that. And that's what we're gonna do. Oh no. Okay, I'll get you covered in a sec. I got it tomorrow. All right. Sorry about that. I forgot some wine for Ben, but I'll get it figured out tomorrow, and everything will be well. So anyway, welcome back. This is going to be again a nice quick show. We're just going to kind of preview the week coming up and the trip to France. I'll show you a couple wines from the Rhone Valley. Tell you a little bit about that and the way that kind of France and the old world wines work, and that's about it. A little housekeeping to do. We have finally locked down the date, location, all that, which is normal. You guys won't be surprised, but we didn't have it kind of set until recently. But yeah, May 3rd, Friday, May 3rd will be our spring wine gala, the Kentucky Derby event at the Homeless House Plantation Home. It will be just like it always is, amazing. Ladies, get your hats and dresses ready. Guys, get your seersucker suits and your spring suits ready to rock. You guys always represent and come out big for that event. Tickets will go on sale next week for that event. $69.99 like usual. We didn't up the price at all, even though inflation's going crazy. Didn't need to do it. Our vendors are giving us all the support that we need, so we get to keep the price fantastic. It's one of the best wine events of the year in the whole Baton Rouge area, and also about half the price of most of the wine events in the Baton Rouge area. So hope you can get your tickets quick. This one always sells out fast. So make sure you're paying attention. Get on the Ralph's Facebook page, follow it, like it, do all that stuff so that when we finally get those tickets out for sale next week, you'll get notified and you'll be able to jump on there and grab your tickets. Honestly, it takes us about 2 or 3 weeks to sell out. So you want to get your tickets by the end of March. Otherwise, I can't guarantee there will be tickets out there. So, and you'll miss out on an unbelievable event. But anyway, that's that. What else is coming up? That's kind of about it as far as the wine world goes. I have yet to hear back from any vendors on any crazy discounted wine, so I do not have a one-day wine sale planned for this year yet. I kind of figured that might happen this year. I don't know if they're learning from me or if the wine you're drinking a crud load more wine, but they just don't have the wine anymore. And we really need a certain amount of wine to be able to pull off that event and make it one of our things. But hey, Mom, how you doing? Rich Graham, what's up? Good to see you guys. Good to see you. But so the one-day wine sale may be a thing of the past. I'm still going to try to do one. I'm still waiting to hear from vendors and give me a list of some closeout wines and some really good stuff to do. We have our own stuff we can do, but not enough to do a whole actual one-day wine sale where we ask you guys to show up in force. So we'll see what happens. I don't know. I can't guarantee anything, but it's not off the table yet. So whatever. If you missed out on the red tag sale last weekend, shame on you. Sorry that you didn't get the message, or if you live out of town and couldn't come. But holy moly, we sold the heck out of some wine. Almost every wine that I put red tags on sold out. And I appreciate you guys that did come out and get those. They were unbelievable prices. There was like $40 wines for $20, $30 wines for $6. Kind of a mini wine sale. Just it was National Drink Wine Day last Sunday, and people wanted to. I just wanted to get some wine in some people's hands, and so I dropped the heck out of some prices. Probably lost a little money, but that's okay. We're all about taking care of our customers and giving them a break here and there on some pricing and stuff like that. So it worked out pretty well. And I hope that you guys that did come out feel pretty good about your purchases, because there were some killer wines that I put on sale. And if I had my choice, I would have been here buying all those wines at those prices. But I got a little wine at home, so I'm good. I would probably get murdered if I showed up with more wine at my house. But I am going to show up with more wine at my house very, very soon. So sorry, babe, but it's coming. Anyway, that's about it. Let's get into this show. So Monday, heading out to the Rhone Valley in France, taking some guys on a wine tasting trip out there. It's going to be amazing. I have never been to the Rhone Valley. Last year or year and a half ago, I guess, 2 Septembers ago, went to the Bordeaux region and just had an amazing time. Ventured out into the Dordogne Valley, went live every day from there, and did all that. So we're going to do the same thing in the Rhone Valley this time. Next Monday, we are flying out of New Orleans and making our way across the pond and hitting Lyon, France the next day. We actually land. We take off on the 4th and we land on the 5th, which is kind of crazy, but is what it is. So I don't know. What time do we land in Lyon, Skip?
Around noon, I think.
Round noon the next day. So we leave at about noon on the 4th, and we land at noon the next day in Lyon, France. So we're starting in Lyon because the food is some of the hey, Billy and Sandy, how y'all doing? Yes, indeed. We got to get together, man. I miss you guys for sure. We have got to get together. In fact, talk to your boys if they still want to do a Napa trip. I'm ready to rock. I can set that up pretty awesome. But anyway, landing in Lyon. So we're starting with 2 days in Lyon, France. The guys had gone. There's some amazing food there and things to see and things like that. So we're spending 2 days in Lyon, France. Really not wine centric at all. I mean, obviously it's an amazing place for wine, and we will be having some incredible wine, but we're not doing any actual official wine visits or wine tastings or anything like that. Just doing Lyon, France. We may venture out up to the Beaujolais or something like that, which is just north. But we'll see. We don't really have much of a plan other than we got our hotels booked and ready to rock. And then the next day, which is Wednesday. Oh no, wait. Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. We're heading out and we are going to Guigal. So Guigal, one of the first and foremost names in the Rhone Valley. You'll see that little Guigal name right there on the bottom. They are pretty much like the Robert Mondavi of the Rhone Valley. They are the kings, they are the queens, they are the princesses and princes. They're the jesters, they're everything. They are Rhone Valley. They make wine from everywhere in the valley. So I will tell you, Rhone Valley you're not just going to find Rhone Valley on bottles of wine and be able to buy all the wine. There are villages up and down the Rhone Valley that produce wine, and everything in the old world, like I've taught you all before, is named after the village, after the town, after the city, after whatever. So from Lyon all the way down to Marseille, France is the Rhone Valley, and there are towns like Châteauneuf-du-Pape, which we will taste here in a minute. But that bottom word there, Châteauneuf-du-Pape, that is a city, and it also means the house of the Pope. So we'll talk about that in a sec. But then you've got other winery regions like Gigondas. Gigondas is a town. Sorry, not a type of wine. I've had a cough for about 4 freaking months. It's ridiculous. And it won't go away, but I'm not sick, so it's okay. There's another town called Vaccarat. So that's Vaccarat right there, that little V word right there. And then there's Ventoux and Hermitage and Valence and all of these different little towns up and down the Rhone Valley. And they all make their own style wine, all of them kind of the same style, but very different in weather patterns and soil composition and how far they are from the river and things like that, which make everything very distinct. Then there's something called Côte du Rhône. And Côte du Rhône is kind of like a blend from the entire Rhone Valley. So this could have grapes from Gigondas. It could have grapes from Hermitage, Châteauneuf-du-Pape, up near Lyon, Valence, all the different little towns. Côte du Rhône just means a blend of Rhone Valley grapes. So anything from the Rhone Valley can be thrown into a Côte du Rhône. That's kind of their signature little wine, and they are incredible for the most part for the value. You can find Côte du Rhônes anywhere from $10, $12 up to $20. They don't get much more than $20. Most of the ones I carry here in the store are anywhere from $12 to like maybe $17. There's the Guigal, which I just showed you, which is outstanding. Number one selling Côte du Rhône in the world. We've got the Chateau Mar. I've got probably 5 or 6 different Côte du Rhônes down on the shelf and here in the store. M. Chapoutier, which we are also visiting on the same day as Igrigal after our first tasting. Chapoutier is really cool. I didn't have one of those up here to taste, but Chapoutier is amazing. So he has a daughter that can only read in Braille because she's blind, and every single one of his wine labels is done in Braille. And when you go to the winery, there's directions and signposts all over the place where you can read them and say, hey, the tasting room is this way. It's also in Braille so that people can go up and get to where they need to get, even if they can't see, as kind of a, hey, my daughter needs to get around here. She's my daughter, and she needs to be able to taste and see and do things that we're doing here because she's part of the family and she's going to be part of the business, which she is. And so everything's in Braille, and it's amazing. They've got one of the best restaurants in the Rhone Valley, one of the most amazing hotels to stay at. Skip, you guys stayed at Chapoutier last time, right?
I think so.
Yeah. So we're not going to be able to stay there this time, but we are going there. I cannot wait to go to the tasting. They make some unbelievable wines. We'll cruise down then through the Roussillon and all that down into the southernmost part of the Rhone Valley where we'll hit Bompas and Louis Bernard and Beaucastel. And then another little winery I'm not real familiar with, which I'm really glad we get to go to because the ratings I looked up are incredible, called Meffre, Meffre. I don't even know if that's how to say it, but we're going there, and it should be awesome. And then as we make our way down, we're going to spend, those next couple of nights in Avignon, which is kind of the base of operations. One of my friends, Neil, that is French and lives in France, recommended a great hotel there. So we're going to be staying there in the nights and days that we're going to the Gigondas, Hermitage, Châteauneuf-du-Pape area. And then we're going to spend a couple nights in Arles. Yeah, a couple nights in Arles. Or the claim to fame for Arles is their nougat. So like the candy nougat, their claim to fame is French nougat, and apparently it is the best in the world. So that's where we're going. We're going to try some nougat, and we'll venture out from there, do our thing, and then we're going to finish up and fly out of Marseille right on the coast of the Mediterranean, which is awesome. But that's about it for the trip. So be wary. If you see me go live next week, I'm going to do my best. We will be drinking a little wine, not drunk, drinking, just tasting a little wine next week. And I'm going to try to figure out how to do my live presentations each day in a timely manner. But I got to figure out. Yeah. It's 2 a.m. right now. So I won't be doing 7 p.m. But I'll probably pre-record a show. I'll probably film some footage while we're there and then edit it real quick and try to pre-record and put a show out for 7 p.m. Next week and make that go live. Make that go public at about 7 p.m. next Thursday. But I won't be live. It's going to be 2 a.m. and I will not be awake. But each day I'm going to go live from the Rhone Valley on our Facebook page, and I'll have to figure out the timing on that. It may have to be like 11 in the morning, which would be 11 in the morning. Skip, what are we looking at? That's 6 at night. Yeah, it'd be 6 at night here. So and that means it'd be 4 in the afternoon in California. So that's what I'm going to aim for, is sometime between 10 in the morning and noon, going live just for a few minutes each day. Show you some sites. If we happen to be at a winery or at a castle or at a farmer's market or something like that, I'll go live and show everybody what the Rhone Valley is all about. I may do it a couple times each day and see what's going on. But if you see me go live next week, pop in real quick, say hi, and we'll get going there. I will have a great trip. Thanks, Mom. Yeah, Mike, it is very cool. I'm so excited. It's amazing.
We'll be eating a nice dinner.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah, exactly. Good stuff. But anyway, let's go through these wines real quick. So talking about the Rhone Valley. So Rhone, like we talk about quite a bit on this show, is all the old world wines. Everything from Europe, most things are named after a place. So the Rhone Valley is a place, and when you do these Côte du Rhônes, which is what I have in the glass here, one of the ones I showed you from Gigal, Côte du Rhône. Côte du Rhône. See Rhône, R-H-O-N-E, and Gigal is the winery there. So Côte du Rhône is just a blend of grapes from around the Rhone Valley. It could be from anywhere in the Rhone Valley. kind of like you make a Napa Valley Cabernet Sauvignon. And those grapes can come from anywhere in Napa Valley. They don't have to be from Rutherford or Oakville or Coombsville or any of those little sub regions in Napa Valley. A Napa Valley Cabernet Sauvignon means all of the grapes in that wine come from Napa Valley. Whereas a California Cabernet Sauvignon means the grapes can be grown anywhere in the state of California. So if you can grow Cabernet grapes right across the border from Mexico, go for it. And you can name it a California Cabernet Sauvignon. They're not going to grow real well down there, but you could. So that's what a Côte de Rhône is. So this one is, Côte de Rhônes are typically they're going to be a blend of Syrah, Grenache, Mourvèdre, Carignan, and any number of very, very little used grapes after that. And but typically you hear about a GSM. If somebody's like, yeah, that's a GSM from France. A GSM is a Grenache Syrah Mourvèdre blend, typically from the Rhone Valley, and those are the main grapes that they use. So they will blend those to their perfection. It can be any number of percentage. They don't have to have a certain percentage of any one grape, but they love it, and they will absolutely do the best they can with all the grapes that they use. So this is the Côte de Rhône. Outstanding little wine. That's $16.99 every day. I do put in the ad sometimes for like $14.99. Best-selling Côte de Rhône in the world for a reason. It's a very nice, easy drinking wine. Should go great with just about any meat you can think of. It will go great with chicken, pork, beef. It'll go great with salmon if you do the right thing. If you do salmon with a lemon beurre blanc over the top, no. But if you just do grilled salmon with just like seasoned grilled salmon, yeah, absolutely, all day long. Good stuff. The fattiness of the salmon and this wine would go great together. Then we are going to this winery. So you see the smaller name on top there is Bompas. That's the winery. And then you've got the Reserve des Chaliers right there. And then down at the bottom, Ventoux. Ventoux is the region. So this is a Ventoux. We are not going to Ventoux, but we are going to the Bompas winery. Absolutely, Billy. Go-to for salmon, Côte de Rhône, or any Rhône wine. Perhaps not Chateauneuf du Pape, but you could do it. But we'll get there in a sec. But anyway, the Ventoux. And the other cool thing about a lot of these Rhone Valley wines is the raised bottle. These are really cool. You can do something, I think my wife's done it, Shelly's done it quite a few times to bottles, where you paint the bottle, but you rub off what's raised, and it makes a really cool bottle for just decoration or a vase or a vase, if you don't like to say vase, a candle holder, an oil and vinegar cruet. Anyway, it makes a really pretty, and you can do any color or whatever, makes a really pretty little thing. You can probably Google wine bottle or Rhone Valley wine bottle art or something like, I don't know. But if you can see the light shining off that, it's all raised up. And most of the Rhone Valley wines have a raised label. The Guigal's do not. They chose not to. It is a little bit expense. It adds on to the price of the wine, but hey, what are you going to do? So this is the Ventoux. You want to try anything else, Skip?
There you go.
Try the Ventoux. There we go. Yeah, so this is the Ventoux from Bompas. We will be at Bompas next Friday. Already like a difference. Like the Côte de Rhônes are great, the one we just tried, because they just give you an overview of the region of the Rhone Valley, whereas this is very specific to the Ventoux region. And you're going to get different weather patterns. Everything that's, no matter how far away you are from the river, really has a difference, because the weather is going to be different whether you're on the river, a quarter of a mile from the river, 3 miles from the river, all very different weather patterns, probably different soil makeup with everything shooting down to the river that the valley runs through, and really gives you a distinct characteristic to your wine. So the Ventoux is already a little bit more balanced, a little bit more unique in its aromas. A little bit more earthy. Awesome. Chelsea Ransom. Howdy from Indiana. What up? Pretty much France. Yes, indeed. Chelsea says hi, Skip.
Yeah, I see that.
Yes,
Indiana.
indeed. So, Vin 2.
Nice little
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely. All day long. Bumpus is amazing. They have a Cote de Rhone. I have it down on the shelf. It's like $13. They make a reserve Cote de Rhone that's like $16. That's out of this world. Then they make this Ventu. I carry this one. I don't carry the reserve Bumpus. I carry the Ventu because I don't have another Ventu, and this is outstanding. You guys that live around here, if you drink Cabs, Syrahs, Merlots, anything like that, you need to come get this wine. This is freaking great. That is a great little wine.
And what's that run?
For the price, like $16.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, it's awesome. Good stuff. All right, now we're going to travel a little bit further down the Rhone Valley into the Vaccarat region, or town of Vaccarat. Not region, town of Vaccarat. So Vaccarat, spelled like that. I'm sure I'm probably saying it wrong, but I've been taking French lessons for the last week. I don't know if I'm going to speak French by Monday, but I'm pretty damn good at it. I can say oui and non and bon and and vino. Vino's not French. That's not what they say. No, it might be not. That's Italian.
Oh, okay.
Awesome. Yes, this is my favorite. Chelsea's pointing that out right. This is definitely my favorite. If somebody said you can only drink one wine from the Rhone Valley for the rest of your life, this is what it would be. It would be wine from the Baccarat region, town, whatever. This one is amazing. I have 4 bottles of this left on the shelf. It's 2013. This is an 11-year-old wine on the shelf at Ralph's in Pelican Point. None of y'all have realized that, so you didn't buy it, which is our bonus.
Yeah, 3 bottles.
I have 3 bottles left. Sorry, Skipper just bought one. So, yeah, and it's awesome. So we are going to Louis Bernard on Friday of next week as well. I think that's our first stop that day. So we're going to, luckily, a lot of these wineries, they have one winery. It's in one of these towns, but they make wine from each town. So we're going to go to Louis Bernard and get to taste their Vaccarat, their Gigondas, their Hermitage, their Cote de Rhone, their Chateauneuf-du-Pape if they make one. I don't even know if they do. And that's the greatest thing about the Rhone Valley is all of these little wineries make wines from each different town, and you get to taste all of them when you stop at one place, which is really cool. In fact, Guigal said, "How many wines do you want to taste?" And we're like, "I don't care. We'll taste them all." Like, we make 48 different wines. Or, yeah, we'll taste them all. So we may be tasting 48 wines at Guigal when we go. Not sure we'll get through all 48, but it'd be like K. Vintners when we went. Charles Smith, K. Vintners. We walk up to the counter and there's like 50 wines lined up. We're like, I'm doing it. I'm doing all 50 of them. That was a good night. Chelsea really enjoyed that night. I was a lot of fun at the restaurant later. Good times. Chelsea, because I witnessed it. Yep, pretty much. Yes, indeed. But all right, the Baccarat 2013. Now you can just smell the age on it. When you drink aged wine, and the smell is a little more earthy, a little more dirty, a little more barnyardy, for the most part. Yeah, K. Vintners is great though. We had such a good time there. But these older wines, once you age them, just take on a whole new characteristic, a whole new everything, aroma, taste, everything. I'm very lucky to be friends with the people I'm friends with, and in the industry I'm in, I get to taste aged wines all the time. Every Friday I go to taste with Skipper and these guys, and we have wines that are 20, 30 years old, and it's incredible. Like, I bring people that every once in a while I bring somebody over that the wine's older than them. And yeah, we're drinking this 1991, blah, blah, blah. I was born in 93. Yes, we know. And the wine's older than you. It's also way more sophisticated, has more balance too. But yeah, good stuff. Jeez. All right, so the difference between the Baccarat and the Ventoux, the Baccarat is a little more subdued in its fruit qualities. Ventoux was definitely a little more fruit forward. Now the difference in the vintage is everything, so I can't really compare them. The Ventoux was a 2020, the Baccarat was a 2013. That has a lot to do with it, but the Ventoux still, I could tell a lot more fruit up front. Even when it ages, it'll probably still have more fruit than the Baccarat. The Baccarat is just very, very elegant. People call it a sexy wine. It's one of those. It's like it's almost like Lauren Bacall versus Britney Spears. You've got Lauren Bacall, this elegant, older, sexy actress, and Britney Spears. It's fun. I'm great. Have a good time. Which is an interesting analogy, but it works. It really does if you think about it. This Baccarat is amazing. God, I can't wait to go to this place. So cool. And again, see the raised up glass. You can see the reflection coming off the raised up glass there. Good stuff. And we are going to Gigondas. Gigondas, another town just down in the southern part of France, southern part of the Rhone Valley. So we will Chelsea goes, I'm going to change my shelf talkers now. This is Lauren Bacall. This is Britney Spears. Yeah, Billy. Your fave T, Billy or Sandy, or whoever. Is that Billy or Sandy or both of y'all? I can't tell. It says Bill and Sandy. But anyway, yeah. Going to the Gigondas now. Give this a whirl. Gigondas is definitely more meaty, gamey. They do a lot more. Oh, hey, Sandy. Tell Billy, hey. They do a lot more Syrah in their wines in Gigondas than Grenache and Mourvedre, and you get a bigger, bolder, meatier wine, typically from the Gigondas. So when I'm out to dinner, there's I took Skipper and Ben and these guys, and then the latest group that I took to Walla Walla, latest two groups, we went and ate at this little French restaurant in Walla Walla, Washington. Just one of the best freaking French restaurants I've ever eaten at in my life. Almost died when we went with Skipper because no, this was the French restaurant that we had to eat outside, and we went and picked our wine off the wall. But and then I almost died because there was honey on the blue cheese, and I had told the girl to bring me water. She's like, "No, the honey is from local bees." I'm like, "Girl, I don't care what damn bee made the honey; it's still honey, and I'm allergic to it. Give me some freaking water." That was funny. I'm sitting there. Can you just get me some water? I don't care what bee made the damn honey. It's still honey. But it was funny. But this little French restaurant's amazing. And we if you remember, when we went and picked it out, we picked out a Gigondas to have with when our entrees came. And God, that was so good.
And then we ate at the roads, the trucks.
Oh, the gas station.
Yeah, the gas station.
Yeah, the gas station is the best place to eat in the whole town. There's a gas station in Walla Walla that makes the best food in the entire town. Now, when we went back with Chelsea, oh, thanks, Mom. My mom's impressed that I know the name Lauren Bacall. Oh, thanks. Yeah, Lauren Bacall, she was something. Man. Look up Lauren Bacall back in the day if you want to see some pictures. She was gorgeous. Wow. And a heck of an actress, too. Oh, yeah, past Ben's bedtime. He's not here, Chelsea. He went home because, yes, it's bedtime. He had dinner 3 hours ago, and it's way past his bedtime. So he went home. But Skipper's still here rocking.
Yeah.
But anyway, going back to the Walla Walla, the best food is at this gas station. Well, when Chelsea came with us these last couple trips, he moved he still has the gas station, but they don't make as much food there. He opened an actual restaurant downtown where you walk around. Not nearly as good, unfortunately. Still good. Still good. We went. It was good. It just wasn't as good as the gas station. Yeah. We walked out, popped the trunk on the back of the SUV we had. And a couple of people sat there. Oh, God, it was so good. But anyway, I digress. So anyway, Gigondas. Again, if you can't tell as I progress through these wines, we're going from lighter bodied to fuller bodied. So as we progress through, this Gigondas is now even a little more dirty, earthy, bigger, bolder. I would say Definitely Syrah driven with maybe more Mourvedre, less Grenache for sure. Probably some Carignan in there because Carignan gives it a really meaty, fatty type thing going on. This is all about ribeye right here. Oh, good Lord. I can smell bacon. Don't say that to cops, by the way. Every once in a while, I see like a YouTube video of somebody saying, "Oh, I smell bacon." I've said that to a cop before. It did not go over well. Back when I thought I was dumb, when I thought I was smart, but I was really dumb and invincible. Yeah, you definitely need to try. Hey, Monica, how are you? Good. You definitely need to try. This is awesome. We need to get together and drink some wine, Monica. We still have not gotten together. So call Sandy. Let's make it happen. Once I get back from France, gotta get together. I got all sorts of wine I need to open, and you guys would be right up the alley for some of the stuff I need to open. Oh, man, I'm telling you, smell that, Skip.
That is good.
Doesn't that just smell like? That just smells like ribeye or bacon or wild game or something. It's oh god, that's so good.
You're so good at putting a name to what I'm smelling.
Thank you. Skipper said I'm good at this. I appreciate it, buddy. And then the taste. Jeez. I want to dip a piece of bacon in dark chocolate and eat it with that wine because that is awesome. That is so good. Wow. All right. And then we're going to finish. Oh, there we go. Look at this. I forget. So our friend Ben that usually comes and hangs out and has a sip of wine on Thursdays. Ben and I went to Napa Valley last July, and Ben was the driver for my trip because Ben doesn't drink much. He likes to just taste briefly and then dump it out or whatever, and he does not drink much. So he's more than willing to drive. So he got a trip to Napa Valley, and so we were at Wine Bid the first day picking up some wine that we had bought so we could have some aged wine for the people that we took on this trip. And next door is this place called Les Belges. You see that name right there? Les Belges Chocolatier. So there's a place next door. So we're like, let's go next door and see what they're all about. So we knock on the door and a lady comes out and she's like, "Can I help you?" We're like, "Can we have some chocolate?" And the lady was like, "All right, who are you?" We're like, "Mickey and Ben. I mean, what do you think?" And she's like, "So what do you need?" And we're like, "We just want to know if we can get some chocolate." Like, "Well, we don't sell chocolate out of here. This is where we make it, and then we ship it to people that sell it." Like, "Oh, okay." But she goes, "Well, hold on. There's somebody back here. Let me see if she can get you a couple samples real quick." So we're sitting there for like 5 minutes thinking, this lady might come out with a little napkin with 2 pieces of chocolate on it. We'll get to try the chocolate and ask them where we can buy some if it's really good. This lady comes out with like 21 chocolate bars, all these different flavors that they make, and just hands it to us. And we're like, what? She's like, "Yeah, here, these are all samples for you. Enjoy." We're like, what the heck? It was amazing. So Ben and I go back, we talked to her for a while. Where do we buy the stuff? Well, you can buy it online, or you can, there's a bunch of places around here. We're like, we're from Louisiana. She's like, "Yeah, you can buy it online if you like it," and all that kind of stuff. We get in the car and we start eating some of this chocolate. We're like, oh my God, this is incredible. This is so good. So the best one was this sea salt dark chocolate, 54% cocoa from Les Belges. I highly recommend if you are into chocolate, which is great for you, by the way, in small amounts. Don't go eating 9 bars a day, but in small amounts, real cocoa chocolate is incredible. Look this up. Order dark sea chocolate from Les Belges. It is to die for. And I'm going to eat the last piece right now with some of this Gigondas we just had because it tasted like chocolate-covered bacon, and I bet you it's amazing. But yeah, we went back to the chocolate place and bought more chocolate before the end of the trip. Now Ben orders it all the time from California, has it shipped in. Excuse me, talking with my mouth full, but I don't care. Oh, jeez. That was incredible. Yeah. Okay, that's going to happen from now on. I'm just going to open a bottle of Gigondas every time we have Ben over with chocolate. That's awesome. Tomorrow he's going to bring 2 more bars to the taste that we do a tasting here on Friday that Skipper and all that one I told you about earlier. Ben's going to bring a couple chocolate bars over there. And I'm going to make sure we bring this with us and try it. All right, last one of the night, and then we're done. Oh, this is my longest show in a long time. Got to get you all out of here. Nobody's paying attention anymore, probably. But that's okay. Anyway, Chateauneuf du Pape, the king and queen and prince and princess of the Rhone Valley. Chateauneuf du Pape is the be-all and end-all of the Rhone Valley, according to experts. I have a different view. I love Chateauneuf du Pape, but Baccarat is my favorite. But most people think Chateauneuf du Pape is the best. They get the highest ratings, the most press, and all of that. Chateauneuf du Papes have been named #1 wine in the world. Wine Spectator magazine, which is kind of their top 100 each year, is kind of the be-all and end-all of the wine world. So the wine that gets #1 in the Wine Spectator top 100 each year is widely considered the best wine in the world that year. There's not a lot of argument that goes on, which is just fine. But Chateauneuf du Papes have scored #1 wine in the world, I think 3 or 4 times over the last 10 years, which is pretty incredible. If you look back over the first 30 years, 35, 40 years, whatever it is, when the Wine Spectator top 100 started, Chateauneuf du Pape probably won once in the first 30 or 40 years, and placed a lot of wines in the top 100 because they're great. But just in the last 10 years, 3 or 4 times won top 100. They're kind of like in the previous decade to that, Italy and their Super Tuscans, Antinori family, and all that was winning quite often for the top 100. So the trend seems to have moved to the Rhone Valley and Chateauneuf du Pape and things like that, and they are just amazing. This one in particular, the Isabelle Ferrando, not on the shelf here at the store. I apologize because I couldn't get enough, so it's not there. I do have a couple bottles up here in the office if anybody really wants to try, but this sucker is not expensive and unbelievable. It does probably need to age quite a bit, so I wouldn't go buying a bottle and then opening it up at 6 o'clock and drinking it at 6:05. You're going to be like, what is that? Like it needs some time to age and open and stuff like that. So it's one of those open on Monday, drink on Friday type things. It needs a couple days to do its thing. We gave it 2 shakes. So when I say shakes, which one can I shake? I can shake the vodka. I shook the Chateauneuf du Pape. So when I say shakes, a winemaker out in California for Groth Winery taught me this trick years and years ago. We were at the winery, and he opened up a bottle, and we tried it. He said, "Wow, that's really tight. Hold on." So he takes the bottle. I'll do it with the coach around. Nope. Screw it. I'll do it with the Baccarat. So he takes the bottle, puts his thumb over the top, shakes the crap out of it. And he lets his finger off, and you hear a psh, and all this stuff. And if you can see through the bottle, see all that foam right there? It's hard to see with the lights on and all that kind of stuff. But you can see that foam that built up. That's gases in the wine that don't want to be there. That's nitrogen and all sorts of other stuff that has made its way into the wine that really shouldn't be there and doesn't want to be there, and the wine doesn't want it there. But that's the stuff that dissipates over time while you age the wine. So corks are not waterproof. Obviously, if you look at, have you got a cork over there with a run on it, Skip? Any corks? Let me pull that cork out of the cork and let me see. But I probably have one over there, but whatever. Anyway, if you pull a cork and it has little red streaks going up the side of it, you can tell that the wine has perfect. Oh, sorry. Yeah, that'll work. No, never mind. That's okay. It doesn't matter. Anyway, no, we don't even have one. Jeez, all these corks are perfect. That's crazy. Doesn't matter. You pull a cork, you see a little red streak running up the side of the cork. Wine gets out, air gets in through a cork. A cork is not waterproof. It's almost waterproof, but not quite. So as stuff gets in, stuff gets out. And as oxygen gets in, that means there's been a channel created by liquid, and liquid gets out. So when you have an old bottle of wine, sometimes you'll see that it's like, wow, that's not even full anymore. How's it not full and the cork's still in there? Well, the wine has dissipated through the cork. and evaporated and gone away, and oxygen has gotten in and oxidized the wine, which is what makes a wine age. So as wine ages, it basically just oxidizes. How do you do that very fast? You pull the cork out, let oxygen touch the wine in big fashion rather than minutely over time. So when you open a wine, and the stuff that gets out as oxygen is going in on one side of the cork or through the same channel, all those gases, that foam I just showed you, that's what's getting out. And that's what makes aging wine amazing, because all that stuff that doesn't want to be in there, the nitrogens and other gases that do not want to be in the wine, are making their way out while oxygen is making its way in and just ever so gradually aging the wine. So if you gracefully age a wine over 20 or 30 years, 40 years, something like that, that process is perfect. When you open a bottle of wine and shake it, and it dissipates those gases right away, it's not nearly as good as aging the wine and letting it do it on its own. But it speeds up the process, and it does get better. But you're not going to make a 1982 Chateau Petrus that's an $18,000 bottle of wine taste perfect by opening it and shaking it the day after it's made. It's got to age. It's got to do its thing. So you take this 2020 Chateauneuf du Pape, and I shook it twice. And the first time I shook it, I've never had a bottle pop so hard once I pulled my thumb off. Like, it shot a glob of wine out, is how much energy and foam and gases were built up in that wine, which is great. It's still a great wine. The minute I opened it, it was amazing. It was a great Chateauneuf du Pape. That my buddy Ricky and Woody sell this to me. It's incredible. One of the best young Chateauneuf du Papes I've ever had. But to age it, it's going to get even better. And when I shake it twice like that, it's just unbelievable. So knowing, and people are like, well, when do you know? Like, taste it. If it tastes a little tight, shake it up. See what happens. If it gets better, you knew you did the right thing. If it doesn't get better, you're good. You didn't do anything wrong to it. It's not going to bruise the wine. Like they say, don't shake gin. It bruises the gin. I don't know about that. I'm not a big believer in that. But, there are mixologists out there and bartenders. Somebody told me that the other day. Like, yeah, you can't. I don't know. I'm not going to shake a gin martini. You don't want to bruise the gin. Like, I don't give a damn. Jeez, just do what I want. Shake it. I want little ice crystals on the top of my martini because that's what I like. Like, don't tell me it's the wrong thing to do. It's the right thing to do if that's what I like. Jeez. But anyway, so I shook this bottle twice. Got the same layer of foam each time, and then tasted it again, and lo and behold, it drastically different wine. It was amazing. It went from being a really nice young Chateauneuf du Pape to, oh my God, this is incredible. So good stuff. Good stuff. Ryan Merrick says, in 1984 Chateau Margaux, best wine ever. Our best wine ever. Our best wine ever, possibly. Unfortunately, not mine, because you and I haven't drank every wine I've ever drank together, but we drank, so this guy Ryan and I drank this 84 Chateau Margaux at a little restaurant called Cowboy, just in Corona Del Mar. Oh my Lord, it was amazing. Then, cool little story, and I'll tell you this, and then I'm going to end the show, I promise. But Ryan and I go to this little restaurant called Cowboy in Corona Del Mar, and I bring all this unbelievable wine. And we have an 84 Chateau Margaux with our steaks. And then Corona Del Mar is known for its diverse culture. So we're sitting there, us two guys, and we share a dessert. And we get a creme brulee, and we're sharing it. And it's called Gulfstream now. Yeah, that's right. But we're sharing a creme brulee. And I opened up a 1987 BV Georges de Latour Cabernet. A Cabernet, just because that's the only wine we had left. So I'm like, well, heck, we're out of wine. Let's open a Cabernet with this creme brulee, which is a no-no by any means. But it's an 87. It'll be softer. I am not kidding you. One of the best pairings I've ever come across in my life. An 87 Cabernet from BV called Georges de Latour with this creme brulee. And we're just sitting there like, this is the best thing I've ever tasted. Really? And it was literally one of the best five, still to this day, probably one of the best 5 sips of wine I've ever had. and it's unexplainable that a Chateauneuf du Pape, I mean a Cabernet Sauvignon from 1987, yeah, 100% facts. Ryan's like facts, like a 1987 cab in the year 2002, so a 15-year-old cab, with a creme brulee that should not call for it should call for a German Riesling or a Tokai or all these other little wines that they could have. Look at the latest comment. I'm not going to put it up there or read it, but yes. And so if you're watching the show and you read the latest comment from my very, very dear friend Stephanie, she's exactly correct, because the Cowboy is in Corona Del Mar, which is also that community, which is fine. So the thing was, me and Ryan are sitting there by ourselves sharing a dessert, and they brought us 2 spoons, 1 dessert, and we're like, oh God, people are gonna start talking to us that we don't want them to talk to, but that's cool, whatever, we're good. And then we have this one. Then we're sitting there going, oh my God, this is the best ever. People are looking at us like, yeah, man, those guys really found each other tonight. We're like, I don't know about that. Now she says, I would have paid to see you guys share dessert. Oh God. And Ryan says we shared Chardonnay in the jacuzzi after. I got to end the show. It's getting crazy, and my whole history is coming out. I love you guys. Look, yeah, pay attention next week. I'm going to be going live. I'm going to be posting from France. It's going to be amazing. You're going to see some incredible sights, and that's it. So I'm trying to finally go to sleep here, Mickey, but can't. Chelsea, jeez, wow, this just got rocking right at the end. Good stuff. Yeah, love you guys, man. Hey, I'll be in France Monday through Tuesday next week. Monday, then Tuesday, and then through the next Tuesday of next week. So I'll be going live. I'm going to do my best to take a bunch of video from the trip, edit it out to a short little video to post on Thursday night, because I can't go live at 2 a.m. for you guys next Thursday. Actually, I probably could, but I'm not going to. Anyway, love you guys. Have a good one. Peace out. And Weekly Wineaux will catch you next week from France.